Well. It just keeps getting worse for us, guys. Listen, we're just gonna break the glass, of course. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. We lost at home. Our first loss at home in the season, in the Premier League at least. Anyways, we lost our last home game at Frankfurt. And I just don't know, man. I want to be positive, but it just was an awful game for Arsenal. And honestly, guys, I actually don't know what to say. We're absolutely shocking right now. I mean, boy, within the first 40 seconds, we lost the ball from kickoff. It's just the same old problems. This team has absolutely no confidence at all. The players didn't even look like they were bothered from the start. And I mean, some players can actually stick their hands up again. Granit Xhaka, a guy we've criticised for ages. And guess what? That's another performance where you can say he actually played well. And we've been crying and moaning about this guy for how many years now? And the last couple games, he's been the only player that can actually put his head up. What does that say about the rest of the team? It's just not good enough. And it was just so slow in the first half. It didn't look like we were going to get a goal. There were some points we kind of did, and it was easily forgotten about because Brighton dominated that first half. Again, another shocking performance at the Emirates. I actually don't know what to say, guys. I really don't know what to say. Second half, actually, before we even get into the second half, let's just go through the lineup. So Ljungberg went with Leno in goal. Bellerin was back in, so Chambers missed out for this one. Socrates was back in. Mustafi was dropped. David Luiz remains the same, as well as Kolasinac. In the midfield, we had Granit Xhaka and Lucas Torreira in front of them, which I thought was a little bit odd in the way it was shaped up on Amazon Prime, sorry. Aubameyang out on the left, Willock in the middle, and Ozil out on the right, which was a bit weird. And then Lacazette up top, and it just wasn't good enough. Willock looked awful today, man. Overrunning the ball, just forcing the passes, and I'm not. You know what? Let's be real. There was no energy in the whole team in the first half, and we could criticize Willock because he just wasn't good. But the rest of the team were just not on par with each other, and it's like these players don't know who they are with each other. Do you know what I mean? And a lot of them were getting frustrated with each other. You could tell Aubameyang is missing in that central position. I mean, Lacazette hasn't really looked great. Yeah, he got the goal, which I'm happy for him, but it just wasn't a good performance from either of them. Everyone was just not good enough today, man. He did great to get the goal in the second half, but it was just absolutely poor. For once we scored in the second half and Ljungberg brought Pepe on for Willock, we looked lively. We actually looked like we were actually going to go out and win the game. We got the first goal from Lacazette. And then after that, we just went back in our shell. It was like the same problems. The same problems. The team, again, the mentality. There's no fight. And I said it in my last video, I don't expect a quick fix, but I expected some effort. I think the Norwich performance was a little bit better than this. And that was a shocking first half as well. And I know I said, boy, I had a lot to look back up from the last review video, but it's just unacceptable. So guys, I actually do not know what we're going to do right now. We're still 9th. Or we're 10th. I think we're 10th still. Sheffield United lost their game. So we're still down there. And again, the points to top 4 just increased for us. More problems, more headaches for Freddie Ljungberg to sort out. I don't know. Of course, we know Freddie Ljungberg. We're going to back him regardless of what the situation is at the club. But the club needs to act now. We need to get a manager as soon as possible. Because the last thing we want is the fans to turn on Freddie Ljungberg. And hold on. This is what, let me get on to the fans. I don't think the fans did well enough to even get behind the team when we were down. Do you know what I mean? And I'm very disappointed in that, because I at least thought at home the Arsenal fans would try and get behind Freddie Ljungberg, but they haven't. They haven't. And I'm not blaming the fans for the performance, because the players are to blame. But I'm just disappointed that the fans weren't able to back them and try push them. Do you know what I mean? And I know it's been an awful season. We've all been moaning and groaning. But we need to give Freddie our support, as I keep saying. The players are not doing well enough. We know that. They need to find some confidence quick, because we even might miss out on Europa League. And I'm not talking about the qualifying stages. Well, if we continue to play like that, then who knows, the standard Liège will score 5. But again, it is poor. Consistently, we haven't been great. We haven't been good enough. There's no spine. There's no leader in that team, as we know. As much as we big up Aubameyang and we love him and he's the captain, but we know he's not. He hasn't got the leadership qualities for situations like this. He's the guy to get you the goal, but no creativity. We saw Guendouzi dropped, and to be honest, I don't think Guendouzi would have made a difference today, because he's been running low, as I said in my previous review. So again, guys, I don't know what we're going to do going forward. We got West Ham on Monday, who are probably one of the worst teams this season. And I said the same thing about Watford. Look what happened. They came back 2-2. And they sacked their manager since. And Pellegrini is on extreme pressure also. So, I don't know, man. I really don't know how to feel, guys. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. Like, share, and subscribe if you like what I'm saying in this review. And again, it just wasn't good enough from Arsenal. Arsenal 1, Brighton 2. Awful game. Good night, everyone.